Hello, everyone, and welcome to Iris's Insights. Can you all believe we're at the final episode of this series? I'm about to cry, everyone. Just kidding, I'm not crying. Well, maybe a little bit. In the previous episode, I discussed representation of Black girls and women in the 2000s and onward. Now, in 2025, social media is arguably one of the biggest forms of media communication. Apps like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Yes, I'm saying Twitter. I'm not calling it X. I'm sorry. Facebook, and many others. Cynthia Najausi states, social media has played a critical role in sparking action towards racial justice in recent years, but it is also a source of rampant misinformation and racial bias. The Black Lives Matter movement was actively showcased on these apps. However, social media presented some of the most hate towards this movement.
Tonight, the Russia investigation. Nightbeat's Andrea Barba explains how Facebook ads were used to target the Black Lives Matter movement.
Intentionally misleading and in a lot of ways intentionally racist and designed to kind of generate and gather vitriol and bad feelings and bad perceptions against Black Lives Matter, against protesters, and against this fight.
These apps lack protection, allow misinformation to be spread, and promote negative portrayals of stereotypes. David Stamps in 2021, in his article, It's All Relative, the dual role of media consumption and media literacy among Black audiences, states that Black Americans are the biggest consumers of media and are unfavorably represented. He further elaborates on how the negative portrayals of Black Americans in the media affect how non-Black audiences view them. Regarding social media, companies tend to use these apps to promote various information. Showrunners use it to connect and potentially expand their audiences. Recently, Peacock premiered the 7th season of Love Island. The reality show included 2 dark-skinned Black women, Alandria and Shelley. In stereotypical representations of Black women in reality television, Joycey Inayah in 2022 discussed how the stereotypical representations, positive and negative, amongst Black women. Looking at The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the show created various stereotypical storylines for the Black women to be picked for the show. Reality television is showcased as unscripted, and people are portraying characters that are displayed to the audience. Regarding Love Island, both women had both positive and negative moments on the show, just like their non-Black castmates. However, the majority of the media decided to pick them apart for the negative incidents that happened on the show. The incidents range from miscommunication, secrets being told, and arguments.
Oh, also, Alandria, when I tell you something, it's between you and me, and that's it.
I get that, Huda, but if you're going to keep pushing the sisterhood thing and saying you did it for Shelly, you wouldn't move like that. She was going to find out.
And when I want to tell it, I can talk about it. It's not for you to tell somebody. That's not your place.
What's a reality show without drama? After that clip went viral on multiple social media platforms, there were a lot of hate posts dedicated to Shelley and Alandria, and one post even having a Photoshop picture of their faces on top of the Mean Girls poster. Shelley was attacked by BuzzFeed and Time magazine. BuzzFeed Tasty released an article on their social called What I Think Each Love Island Girl Deserves for Breakfast. The writer said that they would give Shelley a knuckle sandwich for breakfast. For those unaware of a knuckle sandwich, it is slang for punching someone in the mouth.
Ow! That's called a knuckle sandwich. Would you like me to supersize it for you?
A large media-based magazine posting this invites violent threats or violence towards a Black woman. Their response to the backlash was, we recently published a post that was offensive and did not meet Tasty's and BuzzFeed's high-level editorial standards. The post has been removed and we are taking steps to ensure this does not happen again. Here's the thing about social media, though. Once something is put out there, it's there forever. Not enough apologies or deleting can undo the damage that has been done. This was not the end, though. Time magazine's Angela Hopp wrote an article called The Most Toxic Communication Habit on Love Island Season 7. The article focused on another incident with Shelley where she did not want to talk to another islander about a situation that had just occurred.
Can I play for a chat? Hey.
You know what?
I know you're upset with your
Wait. I think, actually, tomorrow we can have a chat. Because tonight, I don't want to have a chat. Because I know I'm aggravated and annoyed. I don't want to say anything out of, anger or anything like that.
However, the quote she used did not come from Shelley. It was another islander that said it. But instead of taking down the article, Time magazine added the correction at the bottom of the article. Now, as an editorial, why would you not put that at the top? Sometimes people don't read at the bottom of the article. I'm guilty of it. I will stop midway in an article and be done with that. So no one truly knows about the correction unless they go to the bottom. This continued to fuel the hate for Shelly online. Regarding Alandria, there was a horrific and racist meme that was created. The photo used was the tragic incident of George Floyd's death. Her face was photoshopped on top of George's, and another Islander's face was on top of the police officers. Alandria spoke with Variety magazine. They asked her about the microaggressions she's faced after leaving the show. Alandria stated, "It's difficult, I'm not going to lie. I heard it was even a meme of me being George Floyd and Huda being an officer. That's a very touchy topic for the Black community. It's disgusting to say the least." The meme ended up circulating on multiple sites, and many users tried their best to get most of the posts taken down. Alandria was also attacked by other fans for her facial and body features. Certain comments online said that she had a manly face and is only liked for her body.
Olandria got a strong ass face. Like, Olandria is very masculine looking. Like, did y'all not peep that? Or is y'all still on these beauty standards? Like, just...
Veronica Chacon and Michael Arlen Glass discussed in their article about how Black women are objectified by their bodies more so than their counterparts. Referring back to my previous discussion on the adultification of Black girls when they are compared to other girls their age and other races. They are overly sexualized at a young age to break them down mentally as a person, as this stunts their growth as they get into adulthood. They further elaborated that the bodies of Black women have been sexually objectified in an attempt to dehumanize them. Alandria was continuously being compared to a horse on multiple platforms. Comparing Black women to animals adds to the dehumanization of them. Looking back at Fantasia and the character Sunflower, she had buck teeth, big lips, her hair was a mess. It was a caricature to downgrade Black women and to dehumanize them. In regards to the Shelly and Alandria situation, it is okay not to like someone. Not everyone is liked, that's just how life is. But when you take apart a woman's character based off her race and gender and tear her apart with racist and stereotypical memes, posts, videos on the internet, it gets to a point of where it's not more so you just don't like her. It's about how you can pick her apart because she's a Black woman. And that's why the treatment and representation of Black women has to get better. It has to improve. With social media continuing to grow each day, so does the growth of its influence. Regarding Black women, it's a complex situation. There are days where they are treated with respect and other days where dirt is thrown on their name. Through the ups and downs of the treatment of Black women in the media, the positives tend to outshine the negatives nowadays. Black women are featured more in lead roles in movies and shows.
Paul Lee, Peter Nowak, Shonda Rhimes, people who have redefined what it means to be beautiful, to be sexy, to be a leading woman, to be Black. And to the Taraji P. Hensons, the Kerry Washingtons, the Halle Berrys, the Nicole Beharies, the Megan Goods, to Gabrielle Union, thank you for taking us over that line. Thank you.
Referring back to my question, has the treatment improved over the years? I conducted an online survey for my original research. The participants varied in age, race, and gender. The survey was anonymous to not only protect the participants, but research has shown that with anonymous surveys, participants are more likely to be honest. In the survey, I asked them various questions about Black women in the media, but my last question was dedicated to my research question. The results of the question were the following. 50% of the participants chose somewhat agreed, 20% chose neutral, 15% chose somewhat agreed, 10% chose agreed, and 5% for disagree. Overall, the results of the survey provide the information that I need to address and answer the question.
Drum roll, please.
Yes, there has been improvement, but that does not mean it should be the end of the line for this. Black women in the media industry are still underpaid compared to their counterparts. The hate from the media and fans towards them tend to still be the largest. I want to further my research and find ways to enhance these improvements for Black women, whether that be in front of a camera, on a microphone, or behind the scenes. I pose my next research questions. What type of policies or protections need to go into effect for Black women in the media? And what steps need to be taken to start this? Is eliminating stereotypical and racial roles the first steps? I shall find out. I want to thank you all again for listening to my 3-part series on the treatment and representation of Black women in the media. This has been Iris's Insights. See you all next time.